Today, we are going over my November 2025 budget, and I'm really excited about this one because we're getting back into some normalcy after taking a vacation and spending a lot of money on some tires for my car. So, November is going to be more of a normal month for us, except for the fact that we are still investing $5,000 into our investment account from our savings. So I do still have that, but I am going to just show my budgeted amount, not including the $5,000. I feel like the past couple of budget with me's where I have included the $5,000 have just looked very unrealistic and inflated. Obviously, it's realistic for us because that's what we're doing, but I just feel like those numbers are so high and it just doesn't reflect what we actually have come in and use every single month. So we are going to go through it without the $5,000, but just keep in mind that we do still have that $5,000 that we are going to invest for the month. And yeah, really quickly though, if you guys are new here, my name is Alyssa and I make videos all about budgeting and real life personal finances. I am very passionate about getting my family out of debt outside of our mortgage. So right now I'm working on my student loans, and then once I'm done with my student loans, I will move on to my car to try to get that paid off as quickly as possible. I am on track to pay my student loans off by June of 2026. And as of 2025, we have paid off $27,000 worth of debt. So if you are also interested in budgeting, debt payoff videos, or personal finance, go ahead and hit that subscribe button to follow along on my budgeting and debt payoff journey and my path to building wealth and teaching you some things along the way. All right, I've got my budget pulled up here for November 2025. It looks a lot more refreshing and normal and not such the big scary numbers that the past couple of months have been. So for our expected income overall, we are expecting to bring in $8,587. This does not include any transfers, and I'm expecting we're probably going to have zero for rollover, and that is because we are spending quite a bit here in September, and so I just feel like we aren't going to end up with anything left. We kind of hijacked our budget and did some personal spending for my husband and my son, so I will show you guys that when I do my October review and closeout video. So keep an eye out for my October closeout at the beginning of November, because I will show you guys what we spent and saved and invested in the month of October. Continuing on here in November, so my husband's paychecks, my husband does not get as much overtime in the winter months, and so his paychecks definitely take a hit in the winter months. So we have to try to stay within a certain budgeted amount and kind of rein it in the winter months. Because of that, we don't really save as much in the winter months as we do in the summer months. So we just kind of have to go into survival mode, I should say, in these December, January, February months. But thankfully my paychecks do remain the same, so we've got that going for us. And I also don't have anything scheduled for other income to come in yet. I am still going to try to maybe figure out some ways to get some extra income, but I didn't want to plan on it when I don't really have anything figured out for that. So I just put zero down for that. So far, our budgeted income is $8,587. Let's go ahead and break out our categories and see where we are going to spend that money. So for my mortgage, we have $1,095.65. For car payment, $1,150.31. Daycare is $1,800. I'm hoping it'll be a little less than that, but the past couple of months it has been a little bit more, or at least last month it was a little bit more than that. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what November is going to be. For power and gas, this went up. It was $147 and now it is $179. Water went up as well. This was usually about $45. It went up to about $65, I think just under $65. So that increased on us. Internet is $94.46. That remains the same. Sewer and trash also went up. So our sewer and trash is at $165 now, and it was at $140 something. So that has also increased on us. And then insurance went down because my husband went through and called around and shopped insurance for us. So we have the exact same coverage and everything. It was previously we were paying, I think it was we were paying $160 something for insurance before. So now we are paying $107. but I just put 110 there just in case. Moving on to our variable expenses for groceries, we have $750 budgeted for groceries. I feel like we did pretty good this month actually here in October, and maybe kind of figured out a good groove of like cheaper things to get that are still healthier for us. So I'm going to try to stay within $750 for November. For TP Fund, I have $50 set aside for that. That's just if we need like toilet paper or dishwasher detergent or shampoo or anything like that. We usually do pretty good on keeping them spaced out so that we don't have to like pay a lot all at once, and we can just kind of pick things up here and there. For my son, we are budgeting $100 for that, and that is because if I want to take him to the jump park on a Saturday or go do something fun with him or pick up, he has so many toys. I have stepped on more cars and Legos this past week than I would like to, and so he does not need any more toys. But I think that it would be fun to kind of take him and go do some like extra like activity things. So that's why we're giving $100 to that. I will also take $20 out of that and put that into his little savings account that he has. We have $50 set aside for gas. That is because we don't really spend a lot on gas, and hopefully we won't even spend $50, but we'll just kind of see how the month goes. For fun, we have $40 set aside. That's just if we want to go. I usually, like I say, go get ice cream or a treat or something like that. For pets, we have $60 set aside for that. That's if she needs food or a treat or anything like that. For subscriptions, I have finally knocked this down to $85 a month. Subscriptions has been like the ultimate, it's driving me nuts with subscriptions, but we are finally down to $85 a month in subscriptions, and I'm hoping that we can stay that way through the winter at least. It will increase back up again in next summer, but for right now in the winter, I would like to stay under or at $85. For my husband's gas station runs, he gets $50. That's because in the winter months, he does not go out on the road as much, so he's not stopping at gas stations. And usually too, in the winter, because he doesn't go to gas stations so often, we just take that $50 and we put it towards his eating out for his lunches, because he loves to spend money on his lunches, and he usually will get like delivery to his like shop where he works, and so that makes it even more expensive. So we are working on that though. He has been really great about kind of figuring out a way to improve how much he's spending. So he's taking some food with him, like he's taking SpaghettiOs cans. He likes SpaghettiOs, or like just little like freezer like prepped things that he can heat up in the microwave at work. So he is trying to improve on that. So I really appreciate that. So we'll just kind of see how November goes for that though. For the eating out category, we are putting $180 towards that. Hopefully we can stay within the 180 or under that, but it has been really hard. However, my husband and I did just have a conversation the other day, and we were talking about how expensive it is to eat out, and then on top of that, how it's like not even that great anyways. Like it doesn't even, I don't know, it's not to say that everywhere it isn't that great, but it just kind of is like you're paying a lot of money for them to just deep fry like frozen foods that they're getting from like a larger retailer. So we're just having a really hard time with how expensive everything is to eat out. So we are trying to dial back on that one, but I'm still giving us $180 because we're not perfect at it by any means. We have $40 set aside for unexpected and $40 for miscellaneous. This is just for whatever comes our way. And then I've got $40 set aside for holiday. That is because we have Thanksgiving in November, and we host Thanksgiving here at our house, but I do ask that people bring stuff. So anyone who's coming, I ask them to bring certain dishes, and then my dad is the one that picks up the turkey, but I do believe we might have to pick up the ham. So if it is, hopefully we can keep that around $40 this month, but if I feel like it's going to be more than $40, then I will probably, to be honest with you, I'll just tap into my dad and I'll be like, Dad, can you just bring this with or buy this? And he would be more than happy to do so, especially because I am hosting it, so I'm the one that cooks everything and preps everything. The projects, vacations, and tires were all things that were in previous months, so I have 0 on all of those. Savings, I do have 0 here, but I am going to save whatever we have over and above at the end of the month. So if we happen to get other money from, like, if we sell things, or if my husband's paychecks are higher, because I always kind of err on the side of like the lower end. So if his paychecks are higher, or if we get other money somewhere else, then I will put that into savings. So I will update you guys at my like November closeout how much we were able to save in November. And then investments, I have it zeroed here, but we are going to move the $5,000 into the investment account and go ahead and invest that. Right now, I am just investing everything in, I do like 70% in S&P 500 and then 30% into QQQ. So if you are interested in where we are investing, that is where I'm investing. And then my plan for my student loans in November is to put $2,100 towards my student loans. And that should hopefully, I think it is, if it's not this month that we're going to reach it, November, we will be under $30,000 in my student loans. So I'm really excited for that to happen, but I will keep you guys posted on when that occurs and how and when we hit that. I think we might be able to hit it here in October, but I'll keep you guys updated. So far, we will put $2,100 towards the student loans in November. Overall, for our breakdown here, that brings us to 56% for fixed expenses, 19% for our variable expenses, and 25% towards debt. Obviously, I don't have the invested in there, but really the investments not coming from our actual paychecks and the investments coming from the sale of the house that we did over the summer. So a house that we sold. So that is our budget for November and how we plan to spend our money. Tell me in the comments below if you guys are ready and prepared for the holidays, how you're going to spend your money for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever else you guys are going to spend your money on. How does your breakdown look? Are you excited to get through this holiday season prepared and ready to go? I know we've got our savings ready to go for Christmas gifts and everything. So we feel very comfortable moving into the holidays here. So I am really excited about them. It is so nice going into the holidays knowing that you already have the money set aside for what you're going to get for gifts and everything. You just feel way more secure and comfortable with it. And it doesn't seem like such a daunting task to have to spend money on gifts and whatnot. As always, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you guys in my next video.